Hi, I'm Adam C and welcome to glorious Goodwood. It's so weird to be here so early on in the year. This is their members meeting. It's like a cross between the Revival and the Festival of Speed. It's at the motor circuit. It's going to be racing throughout the day. It's not just classics today. There's an auction, there's touring cars, and there's a car show that you don't even need to have to pay to see. This is outside of the circuit. Let's have a look around here, then go inside. Now, unlike the Revival that has strict limits of what era of car can be on display, at the members meeting, you can probably hear we've got Formula 1 cars on track, a Volkswagen Up, and a 300 SL going. Oh, the soundtrack. And as the Formula 1 car recirculates back around the circuit, we've got the Mitsubishi Evo 6. Oof, I think we have a winner. 4000 LP, a Lamborghini Countach in purple with white accents to match the white interior and hat, of course, as well. I'm sure I've seen this car before, but without the white accents, just in bone purple, but that is definitely, oh, Monteverdi as well. 375L, the high speed model, this one you can see on the badge there. So the long wheelbase Monteverdi, these are so rare. I actually saw a collection of these in a museum earlier on in the year. Obviously very similar to the Jensen Interceptors on the front, but these are Italian cars. But so early on in the day, I have found something never before seen at a show. So I'm hoping to get a few of these cars along to AdamCFest. It's on the 3rd of May, very, very fastly approaching. It's at Hertfordshire County Showground. There's details in the video's description, ticket links for show cars, spectators. There's going to be a top 25 parade into the show. And here, preserved, is the ex-Clarkson Alfa Romeo. So this is the car that Jeremy Clarkson chose to drive around in on their Cheap Alfa Romeo special. Started life as a black car, then they painted it green. And it actually suits it, having this weathered look. The racing stripes are kind of fading away and a lot of the green is too. This car is now privately owned, and quite a few of the ex-Top Gear and some Grand Tour cars are privately owned as well. So you've got dent in the door from the episode, you've got the colour-coded wheels as well, and so many scratches. I mean, that's a scratch before it was painted green, and then, I mean, these arches are coming away a little bit as well. That's loose. I'm not going to touch anything because it might just fall off. You've got the wind brakes, the driver's one is broken. A little bit rusty around here. The bumper is hanging off. You can see the overspray on the rear lights of this Alfa Romeo 75. It's road legal, road registered, and privately owned, with the Top Gear magazine sticker on the back of it. It's got the sunshine roof with those racing stripes. And the interior doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Who knows, maybe we'll see more of this at shows throughout the year. And maybe, I don't know, is he going to keep the wing mirror like this? Because that is just a piece of glass. I'll try and find Lawrence, the owner, later on in the day, but I've not got much internet, so it's difficult to get hold of people as well as information. I don't want to leave it, but we should go into the show and see what else is around. So, a brighter vibe than the Revival. Not everyone is dressed up because there is no dress code for today. But we'll begin with the Bonhams auction. Now, it's not the most exciting collection of cars. It's all cars you'd expect to see normally at auctions from the 60s, 70s. You know, you got like your Mark II Jags and the BMW 3-litre CSL. These were homologation cars to meet the Group 2 racing class regulations. This one's got the upgraded 3.2-litre engine from 73. And the post-73 cars were also nicknamed the Batmobile. This one does apparently have the Batmobile spoiler splitter and trim pieces that will come with the sale. £50,000 to £60,000 is the estimate on this. But inside the tent, just beyond the 50th anniversary Gallardo, is this manual, original early Murcielago Coupe. So this is a 2002 car. They were introduced in 2001, but for the 2002 model year. You can see the gated 6-speed manual gearbox, 6.2-litre V12 with 570 horsepower. And though this one is category D from 2007 incident, the estimate is 175 to 225,000 pounds. But the auction is actually tomorrow. It's very crowded in here because anyone can walk in. You don't need a catalogue today. But there's one more car I want to show you before we go inside the circuit, and that is this Porsche 911 GT3R. So this competed at Le Mans in the year 2000 and was involved in a very famous incident. So this car came into the pits at Le Mans with a smashed windscreen and some front bonnet issues. They put the bonnet down, they kicked the windscreen out from the driver's side, and then he went on his way. However, as soon as he came out the pits, the bonnet wasn't put down properly and it flew up. So he had to open the door. I'm sure it's had a conversion because it was on this side, as most race cars are. He opened the door to look out of the door, did a full lap of the Le Mans South circuit whilst looking out of the door with the bonnet up, pulled into the pits, closed it, etc. In 2005, this car had a full RSR specification upgrade with a new body as well. It's had an engine overhaul as well. It hasn't actually been driven since the engine overhaul, but it has been run. It does work, and this is actually being offered in auction. We can have a look at the estimates, 190 to 250 for this historic race car. But after heading out of the auction, under the tunnel and into the middle of the circuit, I have found something that literally is my childhood, and I'll be having a celebration of this era of motor car at AdamCFest as well. We have a touring car display there. We have a super touring car display here at the members meeting, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to come here. We've got the Peugeot, we've got the Volvo S40s next to each other. I remember driving these around in Toca, 2 touring cars, and then the Alfa Romeo 156 as well. And you'll notice, obviously, the engine is so far down and far back, so low center of gravity and almost front mid-engine, so they are literally unlike the road cars that they look like. I think, you know, the headlights, the grille might be the same. They are so very different. I don't think anyone's ever said this sentence before, but I'm annoyed that the Vauxhall Vectras aren't here. So at my show on the 3rd of May, there will be a touring car versus WRC car celebration of road replica cars, because there's so many of them. Nissan Primeras, Mondeos, S40s as well. See them all at the show, and if you've got one, there's tickets down there for you to join in too. I know there are at least 3 road replicas of the Volvo 850 Estate super touring cars. Oh, we've got Lagunas next as well. The yellow and blue Allen Menu Renault Laguna is sat next to its Vauxhall Cavalier buddy. These cars make up some of the most legendary liveries, like you've got the livery on the E36 M3. Some more Cavaliers and some lesser known liveries, Masterfit and Mobile One, and a familiar grille on an unfamiliar car, this Dodge Stratus super touring car. Oh, the Vodafone Nissan Primeras. There's 3 of them here. This is so cool to see up close all of these cars. They will be going around the circuit. I am absolutely taking one of these. Oh, the Honda Accord, a mighty Accord next door to the Series 2 Ford Mondeo, the rapid fit yellow and blue Allen Menu livery. I've just realised why there were so many spaces and the Vectras weren't. They're on the track at the moment. But after watching them hoon around the circuit for quite some period, we've now got the Audi A4 rolling in. I'm sure that's another car I had in my Scare Electrics collection. He's off to refuel. As well as the super touring cars in the paddock, we've got touring cars of the 70s and 80s. The Volvo is amazing. Now these are more what you typically see at Goodwood. The Capri as well. They're all getting ready for their session on track next. But whilst the touring cars head onto the circuit, I've been looking for a display of Cobras I've been told about, but I've accidentally found something a little bit different to that. McLaren F1 GTR, once again in the Fina livery, and that is twinned with the Lanzante display. McLaren F1 HDKs. This is not a GTR, but it's got the high downforce kit, the splitter, the spoiler on the back of it, and then next door to that we have the McLaren P1 HDK, their creation. They've also got a GT40 on display, this one the 4.7 litre one. And they've also taken their time to chop the roof off a McLaren P1. So this is their McLaren P1 Spider, so a soft top on a P1, and then that's another one of their own creations as well, but the orange interior is beautiful. This next creation of theirs is their very own 9559, a homage to the 1995 winning McLaren F1 GTR. It is a 750S, but with 3 seats, so you drive in the middle. They've completely changed the look of the bodywork. It's still in camo, but I'm sure we'll see it in person later on in the year. In fact, later in the year, meaning it's here now. This is the one, the finished product. So they started with a 750S, I believe, and have created this whole new car, very different styling to it, and obviously inspired by the F1 GTR Le Mans winning car of 1995. And completing the section is a McLaren F1 road car. I've just realised why I couldn't find the Cobras. It's because they're out on the circuit with the Corvettes and the E-Types. So they're all coming in now. Of course, GT40 is taking part as well. Ferrari 250 LM at the back. Have a listen to this one as the Corvette comes in behind it. Pussy Riot on the windscreen. TVR, you see, this is my place to go. TVR's, Cobras, GT40s, Shelby Daytona Coupe in red. Have a look at that. I believe that's a Dutch-made car, not obviously one of the original 6. Another Corvette Sting Racing 2. And huzzah, we have a Cobra. 289 hardtops are pulling in with the tiny Lotus Elan. Here is a bare aluminium Cobra. Ollie Webb, one of the drivers of that one. That's a legendary car, that. But I've just managed to get in touch with Lawrence, the owner of the ex-Clarkson Alfa Romeo, so hopefully we can get some more information on the car to conclude this amazing video at glorious Goodwood. As I said, it's so weird to be here early on in the year. Normally it's Revival or Festival of Speed that I'm here for, but it's great. Weather's astonishing, as it will be at AdamCFest on the 3rd. It's so close. So I'm here with Lawrence, the owner. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for bringing the car along. This is amazing to see at the Goodwood Members Meeting. So what I want to know is, how did you acquire this car?
First thing, I wasn't planning to buy it, right? I wasn't planning to buy it. The car went up for auction. It was all over social media that it was going up for auction. I already have a car from Top Gear, which is the C''D.
Yeah.
And so I was bombarded with links to this car. And obviously I didn't plan to buy it because look at it. However, it didn't sell at the auction.
So did it have a reserve price on it?
It had a reserve,
yeah.
And it didn't quite meet it. It was close and it didn't quite meet it.
Yeah.
And then I was bombarded with more messages saying, go on Lawrence, have a go.
Yeah.
So I contacted the auction house and I was like, how much would he take for it? Knowing that once a car hasn't sold at auction, that's the time to try and buy it, because the owner doesn't want to take it home. We negotiated and agreed a deal, and then the car was mine. And I actually hadn't researched it because I hadn't planned to buy it.
Of course.
I didn't know what it came with. I didn't know it had been off the road for 8 years. I knew nothing. And so it was a voyage of discovery, and I was at work with my head in my hands thinking, I've got this car, I don't even know where it is. That's kind of how I ended up with it. I just came back, came over back to the UK. I actually live in Germany permanently, but also spend time in the UK.
So do you know what was happening with this car before it went to auction, where it lived and who owned it and why they owned it?
Absolutely no idea. No. When you see a car that's in this bad condition, you really need to understand it. And it was complete luck. The car actually turned out all right.
Oh, yeah, it looks what's got you here, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with classic cars in general, but particularly this car, you just turn the key and hope it gets you to your destination. And it's not just the destination, it's the journey getting there with this car. So
because I know last year quite a few Grand Tour and Top Gear vehicles just came up for sale suddenly.
It did.
But I've been told that especially BBC, they don't want cars like this to go into private hands.
That's right.
Because what if something falls off, something goes wrong, they're still not legally liable, but they would be, in the face of the public, liable to that danger.
Yep, exactly that. And as you might see on the left-hand side, there's still a big dent in the door from when it ended up on its side at Rockingham Race Circuit.
I remember that now. I saw the dent earlier. I was wondering, yes.
So, and you also mentioned things coming off the car. Well, if you just drop the camera down to here, you'll see that I did attempt to duct tape this on, and that is a bodge, and it's because this flew off on the journey down, and I didn't want to lose it because this little strip would probably be £1 million and not available.
Of course.
Because there's only 2 of these on the road in the UK of this car. So
the V6.
Exactly. There's only 2 of them. So I did just tape it back on. As you can see, I've not done a good job here. I'll fix that before I go home. But
Did you have to do much to it to get it, MOT'd and on the road?
No, that's where I got really lucky.
Yeah.
So I kind of did it the wrong way around. A top tip would be, if you buy a car that's not got an MOT, just put it in for an MOT, and then you've got 10 days to fix it for free. Right?
Yes.
You can go back for another MOT. I did it the other way around. I got the checklist and then did the MOT test myself, essentially, by checking everything, then took it in, and it passed. I should have just put it in and fixed what failed, but I got really lucky. It was things like light bulbs, and there were a few parts it needed. So the handbrake is quite complex on this car. It needed a handbrake part that isn't available anymore, but being in the UK where there's such a big culture for classic cars, there was an Alfa Romeo specialist that had this part off the shelf, and they had them made themselves. So I just got really lucky. That is the simple answer.
So this was the Cheap Alfa Romeo challenge. I think £1,000 was
£1,000.
What do you think Clarkson actually paid for this?
Well, it's debatable because it was a £1,000 challenge. On the show, he claimed that he paid £400 for it, but then I heard either from the previous owner or maybe even on that Drive Tribe video somewhere that he only paid £400 for it on the basis that he would then sell it back to the same person for that price after the TV show.
Okay,
so
do you think that happened? Do you think it was sold afterwards?
I don't know, but I imagine if I was a Top Gear fan selling a car to Top Gear, I'd probably want to do a deal to get it back afterwards, knowing that the cars were probably worth more after it's been on the show.
As long as it's all in one piece.
Depending on what they did to it. This was a really nice car before it went on the show. As you saw at the beginning of the episode, the car was immaculate.
Yeah, because it was black before, and then they kind of just crudely painted it this green with their racing stripes. Was it for a concourse show that he painted it for? Yeah.
Yes, and that's one of my plans, is to take it back to that show.
Is it still going, that show?
It's still going, yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the Midlands, but my plan at some point is to take it back to that show and the same people see it again. Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I think the next show you should take this to is AdamCFest. Would you like to come along?
Absolutely, no persuasion needed. I'll make sure that either I'm there or definitely this car will be there, so come and see it up front.
Yeah.
I promise you it's not as bad in person as it is in pictures.
Can we have a look at the interior actually?
Yeah, of course you
because
can.
I didn't see it earlier.
Yep.
So you said it's the only car, was it one of 2 or one the only one?
There's not a lot of documentation on it, but I believe that it is the only one that was produced with a black exterior and a blue interior.
So there you go. So there's a little tear in the seat, but otherwise for its age you'd expect that. But considering it's been abused on a Top Gear, with camera setups and crew coming in and out, it's actually quite nice condition.
Exactly, and like the rear seats, for example, are immaculate. The passenger seat it just needs a bit of a clean. Yeah. Driver's seat, like you said, a couple of tears. I want to get that fixed, but obviously this is the seat that Clarkson sat in, so I don't want to do too much to it. But just really cool little features in there. So blue leather all the way through, even on the center console. Then you've got an original Momo steering wheel as well from the factory. Yeah. And it's a really nice car to drive. I think you'd expect with a car of this age, or particularly an Italian car, that things would just be in the wrong place. But actually for driving, it's perfect. Yeah. Even little details like Alfa Romeo on the pedals. Yeah. And it's only done 50,000 miles, so I know it looks really bad from the outside, but actually a 50,000 mile car from the late 80s. It's a really nice car, really nice to drive down, and all you're doing is you're praying that it stays in one piece. But
well, come see this car at AdamCFest on the 3rd of May. It will be on the Top 25 parade, and you can speak to Lawrence and ask all your questions you want about this car. This is a piece of history, modern history, and I think Top Gear will always live up to be a name in the automotive industry that people will forever remember, and cars like this have been secured in history now forever. This is an artifact that you've owned, and you've done very well to get it here and maintain it.
Yep.
Lovely, thank you very much. Have
Nice
a good
to meet
day.
you.
Thank you. So huge thanks to Lawrence for filling us all in about the Alfa Romeo 75X Top Gear car. So you can see that car at AdamCFest on the 3rd of May in the Top 25 parade. And if you want to join that parade as well, send in a picture of your car to me on Instagram, wherever you like, and I will see if I can approve that car for the Top 25 display. So we'll meet down the road, we're going to parade into the show, and then all park up together in front of everyone at the show in the display section. The Alfa Romeo, amazing, amazing. I've had a great time here at Goodwood, the members meeting. It's been going on for well over 8 decades now. It used to be just for members only, now they've opened it up to a few members of public, but tickets are more limited than the other events, so it's a lot less crowded in there than the Revival, for example. So it's been amazing. I hope you enjoyed that video. See you all at AdamCFest. Tickets in the video's description, but for now, thanks for watching.